Okay, Hotel California. Going to talk about a couple of things. Kind of round out the song a little bit. So much you can do with this tune. So, like I said in the past, we like to take advantage of becoming familiar with a tune to use it as a springboard for other ideas. First thing I want to talk about is I'm looking at page 1 where we had written down the basic chords to the, to the verses. A minor, E7, G, D, etc. with the capo on the 2nd fret. And then we get to part 2, which was kind of the ending of the song in the original arrangement, which I pointed out that sometimes I actually use as the introduction. The way I play this song, I like that I can just kind of mix up the parts the way I want. So you have the idea that you can just play along with the song if you want. If you're listening to the recording, you can just play along, play the chords, and use that as good chord practice. Or if you're playing your arrangement, you can kind of put it together in the way that you want, and that's kind of what I like to do. But looking at that part 2 where we have those arpeggios, that part there. So what I want to talk about is 2 simple ways to fill that in if you want to. You don't even have to fill it in. You can leave the space. I tend to fill in where the space is, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So looking at that A minor to E7, sorry. So what I did is after I'll play that E7 measure again. I play that 4, and then I'm just coming down over the next 4 strings. And I'm doing that same rhythm after every second chord. So what I mean is this. I'm on the G. That same rhythm. Then to the F. Now after that E, I don't play the fill. I'll show you what I do there in a minute depending on where I'm going. So I'm going to play that section 2 again with those little fills, and once again all I'm doing is coming back down after I hit that high note. I'm just coming down over the with that same rhythm. Bop, 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 bop. Okay? 3, 4. Okay? Now the other thing that I do sometimes to fill that space, once again repeating, that filling the space is purely optional, but I want you to have the option, which is why I'm talking about this. I'm going to turn this a little bit this way. Is I do a strum instead, like this. so let me do that in context without talking over it. So it's just doing that same rhythm, bop, 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 except I'm strumming instead of picking notes. Sorry. Okay, now I'm going to do it one more time. The first time I'm going to do the picking fill. Once again, all I'm doing is I'm holding the chord and I'm just either going to pick some notes or I'm going to strum some notes. So if you wanted to do this twice as an intro, you could actually pick it once, do the picking fill one time, and do the strumming fill the second time. But I'm going to do it 2 times. And then do it once with the picking fill and once with the strumming fill. Okay, so once again, purely optional, but I wanted you to be aware of it. You don't have to do either, but you can if you want to. Now, the other thing I wanted to discuss was something that I add to the song. So as you know, the song has, the intro, it has the verses and the choruses, and then there's a couple of guitar solos towards the end. So obviously we're doing an acoustic arrangement, so it's not going to work well to just kind of drop everything and start playing an electric guitar solo. That doesn't really work in our particular situation. So what I've done is over the course of time, I've devised some acoustic solo areas that kind of have a bit of what I would consider to be a Spanish flavor to them, because when I play this song by myself, to me that's sort of the feeling that it has. It sort of has a Spanish feeling. Especially if you get to the point where you can play it, a little, closer to the speed of the actual recording, which obviously just comes with practice. But anyway, looking at the new page, what I have there is one of the solos that I've used. I'm going to go, and the way that it's set up is each phrase covers one of the chords, so you can actually practice each phrase separately quite easily. Each line is a phrase that goes with the chord. The first line goes with the A minor, the second line goes with the E7, the third line goes with the G, etc., etc. And the rhythm for all of them is basically the same till we get to the ending. Then we'll talk about that. But the rhythm for all of them is basically this. Bam, bam, bop, 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 bop. So basically what we have is we have a eighth note, 1, and then we have 16th notes, 2 Eana, and then we have 2 sets of triplets, triplet, triplet. So we basically have this for each measure. 1 and 2 Eana, triplet, triplet. 1 and 2 Eana, triplet, triplet. 1 and 2 Eana, triplet, triplet. Okay? So that's the rhythm. Playing the first one, you can hear that now. 1 and 2 and 1 and triplet, triplet. Okay? And basically what I'm doing there is I'm kind of holding that A minor chord as much as I can. So when I start that run up, I start with the A minor, then I hold these 2 fingers down as I go through the notes. And then I get to the going to the next line, once again the same rhythm. 1 and 2 Eana, triplet, triplet. So we're on the E7 chord there. Okay? Once again, trying to hold the chord down. So we have 2 strum. So you see, by the time I get done playing that series of 4 notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and, I'm still holding the chord. And then I just drop my pinky to play that 2 open, lift it up, pinky for the 3-1, lifting up. And then the pinky for that 3rd fret. So I'm going to play that in context a couple of times. 3, 4. I'm going to play line 1 and line 2 together. 3, 4. Okay? That sounds a little dissonant, but it won't once we get it where it's going. From the beginning again. That's going to be going to the G chord. Okay? I'll play those first 2 again. 3, 4. Okay? That takes us to that G chord. Once again, the same rhythm. There I hammer, and then I have those 2 open strings, and I take advantage of those 2 open strings to move my hand up to the next section. Okay, we have that 5, open 5, and I try to keep that ring finger down. If you can, if you have to let go, let go. Like that, no problem. And that's going to the D. So let me play that from the beginning. 3, 4. start to hear that moving through the chords. A minor. Sorry. E7. G. D. Okay, we get to the D. We have the, once again, that same rhythm. Trying to hold the D, always trying to hold the chords as we go through the sections. Then what I have there is a little hammer. Just hammering down from that open to 2. And that's going to go to the F. From the beginning this time to that point, 3, 4. To the F. I'm sliding down my pinky. You can go to the 3rd finger there like this. Then we have, once again, trying to hold the chord down as much as possible as we play through this. Okay? That's going to the C. From the beginning to there. Starting to hear how that comes together. And then once again, we have that same rhythm, trying to hold the C chord as much as possible. So I think I wrote a wrong note there. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong line, I'm sorry. Would be holding it down there. We have the okay, from the beginning to there. Next to last line, and this is where we change it up a little bit. After this, we're just going to have a steady stream of single notes. Okay, 1, 1, and then we just have a series of 16th notes. So we have 1 and 2 Eana, 3 Eana, 4 Eana. And that string of 16ths will continue right on down to the very last line where we're on the E7 chord. And what we have there is a device that's often used when using an E chord, when the E chord happens to be the chord that you're soloing over, and that is to pedal the high E string. You can see that high E string is every other note there. So what we have is 5, okay, 1, and you can see as I got down to the 2, 1, 3, 2 at the end there, I kind of held that, and by the time I was done, I was holding that chord. Okay, I'll play it from the next to last line to there all the way through. So we have 1 and. Again. Nice sound there, very often used in this style of playing. Kind of, once again, has a little bit of that Spanish flair to it. Okay, I'm going to play it from the beginning now, put it all in context. 3, 4. And that would take you back to the song. Okay, you could either go to the back into that part. You could go to the arpeggios. Wherever you want to go. Okay? So I'm going to play that once more again, or maybe twice through, a little bit slower as a play along. 2, 3, 4. So you could even use that as an intro. So that's kind of the point I'm trying to make with this arrangement of this song. You can kind of mix and match however you want. There's like so many parts and you can put them together. and different in various ways, which I enjoy. I like that if you do the arrangement this way, you can almost put it together on the fly once you become familiar with the parts. So once again, keep in mind that the way this solo is written out, it's written out, each phrase for each chord is on a single line, so you can just practice any given phrase until you get it. Okay, and when you get that one, you can move on to the next one and then start stringing them together. Okay, so there's a little bit more on Hotel California. Great tune. Love it because we can do so much with it. Hope you enjoy. Any questions, just ask.